All right. So, good evening, everybody. Good morning. Thanks for joining today for the VUG India virtual event. So today I have with the Jigar, who's a system engineer from the Veeam, and myself, Mohammed. I'm the VUG India leader. Most of you already know that. Uh, this is the agenda we are going to talk about today. So we will cover a little bit about VUG community, and we'll talk about the new features in the Veeam version 13. Jigar will cover about secure deployment tips and then top security features in Veeam version 12 and 13 as well. All right. So we'll cover quickly about what is a Veeam community and resource hub here. So basically, uh, we have amazing community, whereas it's a central platform where all the Veeam lovers, including the backup administrators and the Veeam partners and customer, all come together and share and collaborate in a single platform, and then share all things about the Veeam. It's where you'll find real world tips and tutorials, and then use case best practice, which is contributed by the Veeam experts across the globe. And where we do also have a discussion forums where you can able to ask the questions, and people in the community would love to help and then answer your queries. So we do have user based regional based groups, which is Veeam user groups. So where we have every country wise we have a group which we want to have of India, which is VUG India, which we focus about regional updates, and then we have a post all this activity which we do on this India region, and then you can get a real time updates about all these meetups, and then the events which is happening in India. And one of the cool things about the Veeam community, it's a recognition program. If you are super active in a community and help others, helping in the user forums where you can be recognized as a legend. And if you're really top in the tech, and then you can constantly contributing to this community in blogs, technical platform, you can be recognized as a Veeam Vanguard. So it's a network of Veeam Hunter platform. It's a not only a badge where also you will get a exclusive access to this early insight programs and then exclusive sessions. It's a a global network of Veeam experts, who love the data platform and use the data platform on day-to-day basis, love about Veeam technology. So this is a Vuge India, where this already covered, which is we have exclusive group for India community, and we have active virtual events once in a quarter, and then we have in-person events once in a year, a couple of times in a year. So where we have exclusive access to, you can connect with all this fellow Veeam colleagues and Veeam users in the community, and you also have access to all this Veeam ACs in this community. You can interact with, like we have a Jigar today, and then you can share your experience in the events too. So you have access to platform where you can able to contribute and get insight from other Veeam users here. All right. So Veeam version 13 overview. So today we are going to talk about all these new features in the Veeam 13. Veeam has recently released a Veeam 13 version, which is one of the most excited version, which I've been using Veeam since like a Veeam version 5. And then this is a very incredible update and one of the very major release from Veeam, I would say. The reason is this is a completely a software appliance. So this is comes with a Rocky Linux, which is just enough OS, which means it comes with backup appliance and components all packaged together as a simple appliance, which we can use as any role which you want to enable it. You can use a single role, or you can use enable as a all-in-one appliance. So this comes with a Rocky Linux. It's a completely Linux-based platform, which is we completely eliminating the dependency of the Windows. And this is a purely software-defined model where you can deploy this as a ISO or as an appliance model in a VMware, or you can deploy this ISO in any bare metal hardware. This is a purely hardware agnostic model. You can deploy in any platform, the hardware model that you have, or you can also just deploy this as a appliance model in a Hyper-V or in a VMware platform. And this is all Veeam. So this is now completely Veeam Linux platform. This supports all the role components moved into Linux, so you don't need any Windows dependency here. You can use a proxy, you can use a repository, you can use a VBR. It's all going to be the Linux model, and this is a completely Rocky Linux, a 9.20 version. And high availability. This is a unique feature, and this comes with the version 13 about high availability. This has been frequently asked future about that. The reason that if the Veeam servers crashed for some reason, you have to have rebuild of Veeam servers in a new Windows machine or in a new virtual machine, and then you have to import all the configuration. It worked very well, but if you have a larger infrastructure, if you have a huge database, it's going to take a considerable time. With the new version, H is pre-configured, it's inbuilt, so you could save a lot of time with like already enabled HA. So this is exclusive support in a v13 software appliance model. This works active passively, where the passive Veeam appliance will take over the moment the primary appliance is corrupted or gone offline. So all the data is already synced. That it's in the backend layer will be synced already with this Postgres SQL. And the moment the primary goes down, all this configuration available from the secondary appliance, you can instantly fail out to secondary. You can continue your backup operation there, and then you can initiate the DR, fail backup. It all will be seamless. And comes with a zero trust model. So back then, we are a service provider and we use a third-party application to have the zero trust model. So we lock down everything using third-party. So except Veeam, none of the process can be done on this backup server. But with the v13 appliance, it comes with a pre-configured. So except Veeam, so there is no other process can run on this one, and there is no other OS level privilege can be available for anybody on the backup administrator or any of the Veeam administrator here. So it's completely locked down model. So except Veeam operation, you cannot do anything else. You cannot make any major OS changes on this one. So with this, it came with a new role, security officer. So basically, this is a four-way authorization model, where if you want to make any changes in your repository, if you want to make any changes in your configuration of your Veeam setup, so it has to go authorized by the security officer. So a backup administrator will initiate the changes, that it has to be authorized by a two user. So in order to make those accomplishment. I know this is a very important function because we have seen so much in a scenario. This is it's a lifesaver for so many companies. Reason that you cannot make any changes without 2FA, without authorization from somebody who control this infrastructure. And without that, you can able to simply make any changes, and then people not aware. Once the impact happen with this, so you have full visibility on your infrastructures. You know what is happening, what are the changes you are doing. It's basically following the change management. And it comes with by default SSD disabled, part of zero lockdown model. So being a security administrator, being a security best practice, there are certain controls have to be followed. So with this new v13 appliance model comes with predefined configuration where SSH is disabled, so stronger encryption password is enforced. So basically, we say it's a stick policy. So we been using stick policy in our organization probably more than 3-4 years. But this is a very important function, part of a security future. This have to be enforced. So now v13 appliance stick policy enforced within this appliance. So where you don't need to worry about security because stick policy high level of encryption, high level of security hardening are done. which is inbuilt with this v13. So it's basically security layer is fulfilled with this configuration. And the role-based access control, enhanced role-based access control. So Veeam already have a role-based access control for quite some time, but with this enhanced model, you can able to improve the fine grind more into that. So you have flexibility of giving permission by component wise. So you can able to give a fine grind access permission to very specific user roles, to specific components and specific workload, even to specific repository. So let's say the administrator from on location, they are only allowed to access the particular resource from particular sites. So you can still have to have this fine grained controls, and you can narrow down into this geolocations. So you have flexibility of controlling what data have to be restored in what location. So unless that is approved, you are not allowed to restore a data from one geolocation to another geolocation, which is basically restricted by this role-based access control. So you can have a much more flexible and control with this enhanced role-based access control here. And it's completely new modern web user interface. So it's a HTML5 web interface. Most of you know that it's the same as the VMware strategy is slowly eliminating the Windows dependency here, but still it is hard. The Windows version is still available. You can able to still manage the Veeam 13 using this thick client of management console. However, Veeam supports now moving into HTML5 version. So that means you can eliminate all this window dependency here. You can just control everything from the centralized dashboard console, which is web based and browser based. And part of the security model, Veeam have a two-layer of management of the VMware appliance, the Veeam appliance. So there is a host management separately, which you do all the OS level management. So anything the backup administrator it's doing, which is inside the VBR console, and whatever you want to do the host level management of appliance, which is isolated from the VBR management. So you can able to manage this OS level changes from the host management. It's a completely separate credential and separate login, whereas it's isolated each other. And then the automatic upgrades. So automatic upgrades has become scheduled task often we do as administrator. So whenever there is a security patch release, whenever the major version released, then we have to plan and take a downtime, and then it's going to be change management follow process. With this v13, the automatic upgrades are being automatic and fully managed by the Veeam backend. So this appliance comes with auto upgrade. So whenever there is a new patch release, it gets automatically upgraded. So it's not going to impact your production. It's going to be happen in a backend. So it's a seamless process. Automate happen within this appliance itself. You don't have to do separate, take a downtime and do this upgrade by manually. The next one is single sign-on support. So this v13 supports SAML 2.0 identity provider integration. You can able to integrate with your existing Azure AD or Entra for other any third-party provider that's provide integrity identity providers. So for enterprise large organizations, this is very important. Whereas you don't have to have separate credentials for the Veeam console. So you have multiple user credentials, which be AD integrator or any platform that provides a single sign-on platform. You can seamlessly integrate. Now it's really supported. And for authentication, there's additional features that for the repositories and for this proxies. Since it's going to be Linux platform, all the authentications it's a security based, certificate based. So certificate as well as the code based, adding code. So you don't have to have a user credential in order to connect with your hardening repository or any Linux based proxy. So with this v13 version, you can able to authenticate with your proxies and repositories using the certificate-based mechanism authentication. I know this is a very secure way rather than doing a credential-based authentication. And then universal CDP. So back then, universal CDP is only available in a VMware platform. Now the CDP become available for all the agents as well. So with that flexibility, you can able to go or lower your RPO, as much less than 5 minutes you can. So you can able to replicate the changes from the agents as well as from platform. This is as low as possible. That way your RPO can be less mature. So next function is going to be instant recovery to Azure. So Veeam has instant recovery, which is their very unique model. So instant recovery to any platform, so it can be anything, and you can do instant recovery to any platform, VMware Hyper-V. So now with that, VMware addition to the VMware Hyper-V, Veeam supports to Azure. So you can straight away you can able to spin up your virtual machine or any your cloud to Azure, and then you can instantly access those machine in the Azure platform with production ready. So you have to connect your Azure account with this Veeam console. Once it's already established and configured, you can easily spin up those workload into Azure, which is very seamless. Okay, so we'll cover the best deployment tips here. So Jihad, you want to take over this slide?
Yeah, thank you so much, Mohammed. Actually, the very attractive features which you highlighted right now, and we are
Thank you.
literally looking forward to that. Yeah. So, V13 VSA version software apply is already GA, and the software version is update like it is expected in couple of months. So, yeah. But any which ways, to optimize, like to have a proper utilization of the network, I'll just disable my camera so that I can deliver what I want to. Okay. So as we already set the agenda, today we are going to talk about the secure deployment tips. I would say as it is in best deployment tips. Okay. So how you can make your environment more secure and more resilient. Okay. So the first one is like approach is always a 3 to 1. We are already aware about it. But if you can see, I have mentioned that one more one inside the bracket. That is nothing but your offsite backup with an air gap functionality. Okay. So that is more important. In nowadays, if you say the true air gap is nothing but your tape backups. Okay. So once the backup is done, remove your tape, your air gap. But how? But we know the challenges, right? The maintenance of the tapes and maintenance, and even the R RTO recovery time. That's a big problem while using the tape for recovering. So that's that is getting replaced by the object storage. But again, that object storage also requires the continue connection between your application and the storage, so we can have a logical air gap in between. Okay, the ports should be get down after backup is done, so that you are quite secure in case your one copy is getting disrupted, but your offsite backup, which is not having a continuous connection, that might help you to recover in case of any disaster. Okay, okay, I'll share my screen.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, no worries, no worries. I'll just share my screen. Just let me know if once
Yeah,
it
I
is
can see
visible.
this. Yeah, I can see.
Okay. So point number two, always avoid using installing app and DB on OS drives. I know I also repeat these mistakes, but yes, we should avoid that. A normal tip, but it is the best. We are all aware about the one of the targeted event we faced in the starting of this year, right? So hence we should avoid this mistake. All the third party component must be integrated with the DNS name rather than IP address. All these best deployment tips are nothing but my experiences, my bad experiences, to be honest. So hence where I'm repeating again. So uh, I have faced what a problem about a nest backup. The that partner was taking a backup with the IP addresses for unstructured data. One day security team comes to them, this has become a vulnerable IP, we have to change it. The problem was it was 182 terabyte of nest data. Again, we have to kickstart everything from start, because when I create the backup job, my backup job creates a chain. Whatever policy name we define, from that it start defining the name. So it's always the best option to do everything with the DNS. Okay, so these are nothing but my experiences. like a scenario where instant VM recovery demand is high or NAS backup with a huge capacity, always have a dedicated path for instant recovery cache memory. And cache repository and metadata repository should be always on SSDs. So it's a fair enough ask, right? When we talk about instant VM recovery, so what if I'm getting that machine to be booted on NLSS? I'm not going to get that IOPS, which is going to handle my traffic, right? So it is always a better option to place your cache repository always on NVMe SSDs. The reason being, IOPS should be much equivalent to your production. Otherwise, instant VM recovery is no, like though you have the feature, but you cannot use it optimizely, right? Having a proper understanding of immutability period and the retention period. Now, this is very important topic when it comes to like immutability. So when I go to the customer and I ask them how long you want the data to be immutable, they ask me my retention is 10 years. I want data to be immutable for next 10 years. So that's not a fair ask. Okay. The reason is very clear, right? We are storing object-wise backups. We are linking that data. We are cloning that data. So the data what is available in the repository, we are reusing it. We are remapping with another stuff. So if you are going to make it immutable for so long, you have to understand what the cost it will be on you for the storage, right? So immutability is, it should be like for shorter term. For example, today you hit the disaster, you are not going to demand the data which is written for last 2 years. You are going to demand the latest one, maybe the yesterday's data you want to be restored, right? So immutability period, minimum you should have 30 days, maximum it should be 90 days. That's fair enough to make your data to be more secure. And retention is a different stuff. How long you want to retain as per your company standards, you need to your as your company compliance says that you have to retain that. Now the approach is always about a secure backup environment. uh, as many of the features already Mohammed has covered what is coming in v13 about the 4 eyes authorization. So as of now also we have that 4 eyes authorization, but whatever like limitations were there, that already got covered up in v13 now. Okay, so the secure backup environment, that is more important. I'll have a one more dedicated slide for that in upcoming one. I'll cover up there. Backup infra should not be a part of production domain. Again, a fair ask, right? If anything goes wrong with my production, the backup is only the last line of defense for me to get everything to be restored and get get back into the action. Okay. Now, never neglect the Veeam alarms. Uh, I know many of are working as a monitoring team, but many a times we are not following that alarm lifecycle policy. That's a big challenge, and that negligence can beat you a lot, right? So it's always a better task. Always follow the alarm lifecycle management. Once the alarm is raised, you should acknowledge in next 5 minutes. You should get that assigned to the respected team in next 1 hour. You should have a response and a resolution available within next 4 hours. So if you follow this particular lifecycle management, you are never going to have a problem, right? VBR encrypted config backup must be stored on a secure place. The reason is very clear. Uh, like if anything goes wrong, see, right now we are coming with HA. The reason is very clear. If anything goes wrong on a primary side, you are again available on the disaster recovery side. There it is already available. That's a fair enough ask. What if I don't have any DR? Okay, I only have one data center in one location. So I have one VBR over there. I am just going to create one active standby where the VBR is only installed. Okay, I'm going to replicate this config backup over there. If anything goes wrong with my active VBR, I'm just going to restore my config backup there again and back in action. We are all aware about it, right? But what if somebody hampers your config backup? Correct. So we should always make sure that whatever config backup we are taking, we are validating it every periodically, like every fortnightly. We should, there are utilities available. You should only open the PowerShell, trigger the command and make yourself comfortable. Okay, whatever config backup I have, that is uh, that is a consistent way. that is the consistent one. And in case of any disaster, this can be recoverable. That much we should be assured, right? Data integrity through CRC check. Uh, like I know before 12 version in V11, what we used to do in the job, when you go to the advanced tab, there is an particular tab known as a maintenance. There particular this uh, checkbox is already available over there, okay, from so many versions, but no one was taking an effort to click on that particular button. Okay, so with V12 onwards, okay, V12 or V12.1 onwards, we make it enforced now. If you're not going to tick that checkbox, I am going to run the CRC check on the every last Saturday of the every month. Okay, so by seeing this inconsistent in the data, okay, so we have taken an initiative now. Now, if you are not going to enable that particular feature, it is a problem to you. So, because you are going to miss the SLA for the last weekly full backup. The reason being, I'm going to run this CRC check. So it's better to just go on the advanced tab, select the respected date when your VBR is free, when your repository is free. Make sure you are running that every periodically. Otherwise, we are going to enforce it now. And the last is like for DR kind of scenarios, try to place your VBR and DR backup copies on DR side. The reason is very clear. If anything goes on in the DC, you should have any control plane in the DR side so that you can make everything to be available. Okay. So this is what so far about the best deployment tips, and these are nothing deployment is. These are my own experiences which I'm sharing with you. Okay. Now, these were the top security features in VDP 12.1, 12.2, 12.3. Everything I have combined here. Okay. The only thing is how much we are aware about it and how far we are implementing it. If still we are not implementing it, try implementing straight away, like from today onwards. Okay, the reason is very clear. See, we are losing the battle with the cyber threat, cyber criminals. We like, I think like once in a week or twice in a week, I heard about the cyber attack. It's become a trend now. Okay, it often will keep on listening that this particular conglomerate got an attack by cyber attackers. This got safeguarded by so and so backups were available, hence they got safeguarded. So we often keep on listening that. So it's better s- to make our backup environment bit to be safe. Otherwise, we are not going to survive our business, right? So yeah, so the first one is like security compliance analyzer. Like when you install your VBR and when you integrate the components with the VBR, you should always make sure that you are running this compliance analyzer. We provide like 35 plus checks over there in the VBR application itself, and try to make maximum everything is passed. Okay, so I believe I have a separate slide for that. I'll move ahead with this particular. So. So whatever things are available here, I have a dedicated slides in the upcoming one. So let me go slide by slide. So as I said, zero trust principle, entity segment should be there. Like your production segment should be different. Your VBR should be different. Wherever network your VBR is placed, okay, you should never place your repository in the same lane. You should segregate that repository different segment from where the VBR is placed. So in case anyone is hampering your VBR, even though your backup repository is safe, so that you have like you are tension free. Okay, so if anything goes wrong with my VBR, I'll build up a VBR server, I'll integrate this repository, I'll rescan it. Once my catalog is rebuilt, I can restore it easily, right? So we always try to create that resilient domain. Okay, so VBR in another domain, your data repository in another one, and your offsite backup is also another one, another media altogether. Like the 3-2-1 rule says what you need to apply, right? This is nothing but a zero trust principle, like the entity segmentation. You should you should always segregate the Veeam components on a different servers and try to create the multi-tier architecture, so you don't have a total overload on one server. If anything goes wrong with that server, everything got hampered. It should not be the situation like that, right? So as I said earlier one, we provide you 30 plus security checks for the security assessment. We have to make sure that maximum things are passed, okay, instead of not implemented. And these have a literally your auditor literally get a relaxation in a mind once he sees all everything is passed. Okay, even while providing any audit snapshots or something, you can just provide this particular report. So one straight answer to your backup environment, that yes, your backup is saved with us. Okay,
Not
your
only
data.
auditor too, to also, we can sleep peacefully knowing that the environment is safe and secure.
Correct.
I said not only auditors, we can sleep peacefully too once knowing that the backups are safe and secure.
Absolutely. That is the primary agenda of the Veeam backup administrators.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So whatever security threatening or security compliance analyzer hardening particular, whatever you are going to perform there, that scores we are going to provide you. Okay. So this particular Veeam threat center provides a scoring to your backup environment. Okay. And these run particular on 4 pillars. So this is nothing but your compliance analyzer, your data recovery health, as I said, your CRC and everything, like your data can be recovered, your backup SLAs, okay, and your immutability flags. So these are the 4 parameters. Based on these 4 parameters, you get a scoring on the Veeam threat centers. So any a time your customer visit to your data center, he just wanted to look after like how my data is saved. Just show this console to them, and it should be the number which we are seeing is not at all good. It should be always 80, 85 and above, so that it is in a green format. Okay, as of now it is in a high risk. So we have to make sure that whatever things we are not implemented, we are start implementing from now. Okay. The primary thing, sim integration is now a primary requirement right now. Okay, with any tool for any enterprises, any conglomerate, everything, okay, they require sim to be integrated. Hence where we have also taken a step forward. So you should integrate your sim with the VBR, even with the Veeam one you can integrate it. We uh, like we pass on 300 plus events. Where I'm talking about 300 plus events, I'm not just sharing that backup status, whether backup is done or not done. I'm also sharing the admin activities. If anyone is trying to hampering my backup environment, I'm sending that as well. User has initiated attempt to delete the repository, that will be sent to your SIM integration. You can create that event and trigger the alarm to the respective stakeholders so that they can take an immediate action on that. Okay, so SIM integration is must nowadays. Okay, so that is available already. So yeah, when we were talking about like Vim particular dashboard, which has already came in V13. So that's what happens, like any backup admin try to make any changes in any component or any backup jobs or something, so that goes to the security officer, and once he approves that, then only it gets started. But in V12 we don't have that particular differentiation in the rules. Okay, so we have a 4 eyes authorization here, where minimum 2 admins are required. One admin is making any changes, like he's trying to delete the backup, delete the repository, adding the privileges to any user. It will go to the another administrator to make sure like by accidentally he was trying to doing this, or intentionally another administrator can avoid to do that. He can reject or he can approve it if it is uh, that much required. Okay, so with V12 we were in an impression, okay, this can be accidental one, hence where the 4 as authorization was done. But in V13 we have enforced for everything. There is no accidental, there is every intentional, and you need to take an approval. Okay, the perception got changed now. So we are making it everything like to be compulsory to be approved by the security officers. That is more important nowadays, right? Yeah, the combination of 4S authorization along with MFA is more and more required. The reason being, anybody logins to your VBR, tries to delete some data, 4S authorization can save you. Until another administrator approves it, nobody can delete it. But if somebody is trying to log in into the VBR, that is the first sign of compromise. So it's better to always have a one-time password. Okay, one-time time-based password basically. So you should integrate your VBR with like Microsoft Authenticator or so and so that anybody knows your password, but the OTP still against still it comes with you. So nobody log in you until you have that particular actual authentication to log into the VBR, right? So 4S authorization and this MFA, this works parallelly, okay? And we should make sure everything is, these both are functioning in a right way, okay? When it's come to data security and integrity, okay, we work only on AS256 algorithm, whether data in flight and data at rest, everything get encrypted with this particular algorithm only. So which is a market accepted one. When it's come to like FIPS 140 iPhone 2 compliant, we are already compliant with this particular feature. Even you can visit to the Veeam Trust Center, you can download the certificates whatever you want. This is already available over there. We have again came up with the KMS integration, third party KMS. So I always prefer to say that somebody like my customers comes to me and asks to me like which is the preferable thing to use to what we should use to encrypt the backup data. I always say them, always use the third party KMS tool. We are a backup tool. Take that much pain only on your head. Don't take a pain of handling the encryption keys and everything. If the customer is having KMS, straightforward answer is integrate with your KMS, handle your security keys. I'll handle your backup data. That's all. I don't want to encrypt. I don't want to decrypt. Make your life easier, right? If the KMS is there, if the KMS is present in the custom environment, just go blindly with the KMS. Don't take a headache of encrypting the data, right? But even though if they don't have that, but that feature is available with us, then you can surely, we have to go with the Veeam encryption. Now, when it's come to data integrity, whatever backup file we have, we don't have any dependency because we are self-describing backups, okay? So as I said, if anything goes wrong with the VBR server, I have to just place my new VBR server, integrate with the repository, rescan it, rebuild it, and you are again back in action to restore your data. So I don't create that chaos like I'm separating the metadata here and maintaining the exit data over there. I don't do that particular stuff. I maintain everything on the storage, so that anything, so there is no dependency with the VBR itself, okay? If your storage is secure, you are secured. We don't care if VBR is getting compromised. The only thing is you should always lock your connections. As I mentioned again, immutable storage, like you should not don't you should have a logical air gap over there. If anything goes wrong, make your port downs, you are safe, okay? Sure backup, storage level corruption guard, we all we like this all we discussed already. And data aging control, like data is disable data expiration in case of your retention is getting expired in some of the days, or immutable flag is getting expired, you can again extend that. That is available. Now when it's come to the hardened repository, so we pretty much compatible with multiple Linux operating systems, okay? And we integrate with that, we leverage the XFS file system which help us to do the block cloning features along with the immutability flag to be placed. A single port where everything works on a TLS 1.3 traffic management. We available with the 256 encryption. Even we also recommend after that repositories integrated, even though you disable the SSH, we don't care. Everything works on a secured mode. We never flow our traffic with the SSH mode, right? So you should always try to place Linux hardened repository, which is the best approach to safeguard your data along with the immutable flags. Okay.
Yeah, one thing the Veeam V13 SSH is disabled, going to be disabled by default. That's good to have the
Right.
security.
From the security perspective, it is more important nowadays because 22 is making more vulnerable. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's always better to disable your SSH. Even though while you integrate your Linux hardened repository, the reason why we require, the only thing is we have to pass on some components over there. We have to pass on some binaries to your repository. Once it is deployed there, you can disable that. We don't want after that onwards, right? So yeah, when it's come to anomaly detections, the till now we have the anomaly detection assumptions is like in daily backups are happening like 5 GB. Okay, suddenly it becomes 10 GB. Why there is a great 100% change rate in your backup data? What's the reason for that? That's an anomaly. That's where we are doing little more over there. Uh, we are now going inside the guest OS, We are trying to identify this particular guest OS VMA is having like 2% of encryption. Okay, tomorrow it raises to 3, so we raise a anomaly. Why there is an suddenly change of 50% encryption data in your environment? It may be false positive, it may be intentional or maybe not intentional, but yes, we cannot ignore it. So VBR just raise a flag. Hey, I found it some uh, anomaly like inline entropies. While doing the inline entropy scan, I found some anomaly. Can you please involve your infosec team? After that, you involve your security infosec team. They run the scan of antivirus or something, and they can give a green flag. No worries, man. This is intentional encryption, not a problem. So you just go to the VBR console and mark it as a clean by just providing the audit reason. The reason being, like my security team, as per this ticket number, I am marking it as a clean as we confirm with the security team. So you are safeguarded. If anything goes wrong, backup admin don't have a headache. Like, I have informed you, you only inform me to clean it. I have done that my job. That's your job. You have to pass on your messages to your security team. Okay. So this is all about like inline encryption scanning. So in V12, it is available for Veeam, VMware, Hyper-V, Veeam agents for Windows, which is now absolutely coming in V13 for Veeam agent for Linux as well now. Happy to share with you that. So you're not to worry now. Even the Linux machine can be protected with this inline entropy scanning. Okay, in V13 is already available. When it's come to like file indexing scanning for onion link detections or ransomware nodes to be detected. Now this is what suspicious activity detections. Now I'm crossing one limit. Like when I'm going to the hypervisor, I'm crossing one line. When I'm going inside the guest OS, I'm crossing the another line. So this is what I'm going. This is nothing but your content, yeah, is getting scanned. Okay, so you need to provide that much privilege to go inside that. Will after that scanning will be done. That's our job, right? So this is what available in the advanced anomaly detections. When it's come to like signature based scanning, yep, that is already available. The terminology what we use, it is nothing but a Veeam threat hunter. Okay, so it is an like you can integrate with your third party tools like antivirus, as I mentioned here, that Windows Defender, Bitdefender, Symantec, Microsoft, McAfee, whatsoever you can integrate with that. You can run the scan backup so that you can make sure that you are running that clean room recovery. Okay, so you are quite assured that whatever backup data I'm having, that is virus free. Okay, if you don't want to use that your third party, you can even use our own threat hunter engine. Okay, which is nothing but a light antivirus engine. We can keep on running that and we can give a green flag on that, that your data is safe and virus free. Okay, uh, this is again a one step ahead of this Yara threat detection, where we are again doing a content based scanning. You have to provide us Yara rule as per your compliance guidelines. We'll integrate that Yara rules in our VBR. Okay, and we'll scan your systems with the Yara rule which you are defining. Okay, now how we do that? So for example, on the ninth day we found some suspicious data on the backup file. What we'll do, we'll go to the 8. We'll try to find whether 9 is having some suspicious data available. What about like 8th day? We found something suspicious on 8 also. Now what is the reason for that? From when it started, we try to do the scanning of 7th day also. We found that something wrong happened from 7th on, from 7th day onwards. What about the 6th day? We found, okay, it is a clean backup. So this is nothing but you're identifying your data, which is the last clean copy you available with. So this is nothing but your like clean room recovery. You don't require isolate environment. You restore your data, you scan it, every, like no additional investments are required. You can perform this within the VBR environment. Okay, no additional investment has to be done for this particular stuff. So this how you can identify your clean copy. You can mark this as a clean copy. For example, today you got hit by any ransomware attack. You are quite aware restoring of last 3 data is having a no worth. Better to restore the 6th day data and get the backup and get the business to be in action again, right? This is what helping you to identify which was the last clean copy we are available with. Okay, so this accelerates the clean recovery from ransom by reducing the chance of reinfections. That is more important. Am I right? So this is the highlight. Like these are the security features which are already available with v12.3, which is the latest version. Please try to leverage this, start implementing this. And as in service providers, as in uh, as a service provider, it is always recommended you charge your customers for these enterprise grade security features. You can always make a customer happy by safeguarding their data, and even you can make yourself happy by charging them little more. Hence we can enhance our business like a way. So yeah, that's where I'll take a pause. And we still have 6 minutes and we are open for Q&A.
Hello. Hi, Jigar. This is Venkat.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I have one doubt.
Mm-hmm.
So as you told, version 13, version 12, and version 13. So version 12 it is supported for the Windows inline-based scanning, right? It's not supported Linux.
Correct.
In version 13, it is supported Linux now.
Right, sir.
It supported Windows also.
There is an announcement. We are coming with the Linux now. Windows is already there.
No, in 13 it is supported both OS.
Both the OSs.
Okay. Is there any document is there for regarding this one inline scanning in
Sure,
version 13?
sure. I'll do one
It
thing.
is
After this, we'll share the MOM along with all the required documents over there.
okay, Ji.
Yeah, sir.
Hello, Jigar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this presentation was nice, like very compact. This presentation can we get to follow, like to go through actually again?
Yeah,
Sure.
it will be published on this community forum, so you'll get access to.
Okay, even recording also and PPT both
Yes,
will be available.
both recording and slide will be published in this community, and you'll get access to it.
Okay, in the YouTube, right? This same community in the YouTube. We need to
Correct.
search. Okay, can you please share the link of this YouTube link, like of this group, so that I
Sure.
can
The
just
summary
in
of
case
this.
I miss it.
Okay, it's there.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you
You just
very much.
subscribe to this particular link. You will get an update once that is available on the YouTube.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah. My name is Yuvakumar. Um, Hi, Mohammed Jagar.
Hi, Uttam.
So yeah, so this session was very interesting, and you shared valuable information. So, so my question is actually um, currently latest version is running, right? 12 dot something. So in
Mhm.
our production that is running actually. So we are trying to upgrade to 13. So normal patch can be done, or otherwise you want to install a separate 13 version and export this configuration,
Okay.
existing configuration.
So software version V13 is yet to release. As of now, Veeam Software Appliance V13 is released, which is a purely new setup. Okay. So your V13 should come in a couple of months. I believe it is a December, which is a targeted one, where the VBR
Mhm.
V13 will release. As of now, V12 is only the option we have available right now.
Okay, so once that is released, we can upgrade on the fly, like from 12
Correct.
to 13 existing.
Correct.
Okay,
As you upgrade your V11 to V12, like V13, you can do that.
okay, okay. Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Even that failover that Linux, we have a failover option now. Like in case one VPN goes down, another replica like is we can failover. So that also will be available in Windows, right?
That is available in this. That will be available on the same Windows also. But as of now, in V13, There are some additions are there. There is a difference in addition. Okay, so to leverage that HA, you should use the
Hmm.
premium version and all that stuffs are required.
Yeah, I believe HA currently
Oh,
available in the only appliance model as of now with the V13.
V13, right?
okay. V13 Linux. So for that premium license is required.
Yes.
Yeah.
Using NFR we can do. We can test that.
NFR, I don't think so, but trial can be arranged by the account managers. But NFR, I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
So you can check with the respective account manager, so they
Okay.
can answer you appropriately on that. Yeah, for the licensing stuffs.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. I think someone raised hand in between.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, any more questions here?
Yeah, hi, Jigar. Satish here.
I
I have a question related to the scanning of those vulnerabilities of those contents, right? For virus and definitions. So any scanner that we take, right, it needs to get the latest definitions updated. If I'm going to use Yara provided by default, right? So are we assured that it would be updated with the necessary latest definitions? Is Veeam going to
okay.
ensure that it would be available? Or are we
Uh,
reliant on any other third-party integrations such as Windows Defender or McAfee?
okay. So both of your questions are little different. Uh, the Windows Defender, what you're talking about, it is an antivirus scanning. So it just try to scan your blocks, that particular stuff, and try to make sure that guest OS is uh, like virus free. So for that, we always recommended is like daily how many times you're going to scan the same thing again and again. So it's better to scan your backups at least 15 once in a 15 days with the latest definitions by a third party tool. So you can be rest assured that my backups are virus free. When it's come to Yara rule, this is nothing but a content based scanning, and that Yara rules is always different for different companies. We have some standard Yara files which we comes up with the VBR with the standard version, but you can define your own rule how you want to define it. Okay, you can just upload it to the VBR. We'll make sure whatever parameters are defining, all that parameters are getting with scanned through with particular Yara.
Yeah, it would
So
be
it
helpful if
wouldn't.
you could share some documents related to it,
We'll do that.
the
We'll do
chat.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you can integrate with any other third party, like a CrowdStrike. There are plugins available. You can also integrate those, AV as well. You can utilize them for a scanning purpose.
Sanjeev have some query, I believe.
Yes, Sanjeev, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, you all like it's okay. You can always drop your queries on this community page, and we can share your ideas also. You can share your experience, I believe. That's what we were doing today. You should always share your experiences, like what problem you came into and how you like came out of that. That's really helpful to share with us.
That's cool. All right, I think if there is no more other question, we can wind up.
Sure.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for joining this session today.